Hi, I'm Mercy, and welcome to the place where we try to answer all your science-related questions. It's the one-stop science shop. We have a question. It's Kim from Jakarta. He wants to know, what's the best way to keep his fish tank level without putting it on a flat surface? Good question. So it looks like Kim doesn't have a flat desk or a flat surface. What do we do? Let me have a think. If we can't put it on a flat surface, we have to use a level to help position the tank straight. Then, Kim can put a wedge under the end that's off the surface and keep the tank straight. Now, if you can't find a flat surface, you can make the use of a level. But how do we build a carpenter's level? Here I have straws in 2 different sizes, a permanent marker, paper punch, some oil, scissors, and a ruler. And keep some tissues handy. I'm gonna take one of the larger straws and a smaller straw and cut it off where it bends. I'm cutting the largest straw the same length. Using a ruler, I'm gonna mark the dead center of the pipes. It's 14.5 centimeters on mine. On the smaller straw, I'm gonna mark 2 centimeters at 1 centimeter points each. And on the bigger one, 1 centimeter more than the marked ones. Carefully punch out half-circle holes on the bigger straw to make the level window. Now I'm going to use a scissor to open out the remaining of the window. This will enable us to see the inside. So now, I'm gonna make crimp cuffs for the smaller straw. For that, I need the rest of the straw which I cut off earlier, and I'm gonna cut them into 2 equal halves. Now I'm gonna use the smaller straw to pull some oil. Watch this. Insert the pipe in the oil and block one end. You can tap off the excess oil, but make sure there's one air bubble in your straw. I'm gonna seal off one end of the small straw by folding it at the crimp and locking it with a cuff. See that white bubble inside? That's a bubble that will show you your level. Make sure the bubble flows freely. Now I'm gonna fold the other end and put the cuff on. Slide the smaller straw into the bigger one that you have prepared already. Your carpenter's level is ready. Now let's test it. So this table surface looks its level. According to my carpenter's level, the surface of this table is pretty level. Now let's see what happens when I move it. When I move my arms, you see the bubble move. Now let's test it using a glass of water and a cardboard wedge. This glass is not level now, so the bubble is not at the center. Now when I put the glass on a level surface, you'll see that the bubble moves back right to the center. You can test your carpenter's level by putting it on top of a glass as well. So what is happening here? The straw containing the bubble is slightly curved. The bubble finds the highest point of the curve, which is the center. It's like when air is released underwater, the bubble strives to float upwards. When the bubble rests upon a sloping surface, the bubble floats towards the high side of the vial. If the level's bubble rests upon a flat surface, then the bubble remains at the vial's center. The level indicates flatness relative to the Earth's true horizon, rather than the Earth's uneven surface. Let's go over what you need to make your own carpenter's level. Paper punch and ruler, permanent marker and scissors, some oil, straws in 2 different sizes. Some people like to call a carpenter's level a spirit level. I see we have a visitor. I wonder who it is.
Wow, what an amazing place!
Hi! Welcome to the one-stop science shop. What's your name?
My name is Jasmine.
What can I help you with today?
I have a really interesting science question that I want to try and answer here at the one-stop science shop. We all know that the Earth is round, but we see that it's flat. Why does this happen? If we see a level, right, it shows us that the Earth is flat. But we know it isn't. It doesn't make sense.
You want to know about the roundness of the Earth and why we don't see it.
Yes.
Have you ever seen a ship sailing? First, we see the mast, then the hull, and then slowly the rest of the ship. That is because of the curve of the Earth.
Now I wonder, how did they make maps in the old days for the sailors?
Let's see if we can find an answer to that. This is Kim Jeong-ho, who was born in Wonkaedo in Korea in 1804 and became a world-famous geographer and cartographer. No, cartography is not the study of horses and carts. It's the study and practice of making maps. Jeong-ho was also lovingly known as Gosanya, meaning the guy of old mountain. Little is known of his upbringing, but in 1830 he decided to travel across Korea and create the first ever map of the subcontinent. Jeong-ho took the next 30 years to map the length and breadth of Korea over mountains and valleys, through forests and across rivers. In 1861, he compiled and created his magnum opus, the Daedongryeo-jido, a vast large-scale map of Korea. The map was drawn on a scale of 1 to 162,000. Because maps are representations of the land, they are obviously smaller than the land they represent. The relationship between the distance on the ground and the distance on the map is known as the scale of the map. So, 1 to 162,000 means that 1 centimeter on the map equals 162,000 centimeters, or 1,620 meters, or 1.62 kilometers on the ground. Clearly, there has to be a reduction in information for this to happen. The amount of information lost depends on the scale. Jeong-ho's map contains more than 11,600 important pieces of information relating to the fields of natural science, politics, economics, the military, and culture. For a time before GPS or any ability to view things from the air, this is one incredibly detailed map. The events surrounding Kim's death are unfortunately obscure. He disappeared in 1866 and was never seen again. One theory is that Jeong-ho went back to survey other details for the map and got lost or became sick somewhere in the subcontinent. The original wood printing block of the map can be found today in the Seoul National University. Despite not knowing what happened to him, today Kim Jeong-ho is honored by having the asteroid 95016 named after him in his honor.
I can't believe he walked for 30 years.
I know!
Thank goodness for GPS these days, and they discovered the whole world. But I do have one more question. How come world maps are flat when the globe is round?
Do you want to find out the correct way to do it?
Yes.
Let's see what we have in the one-stop science box. Here you go.
We have cardboard, a ruler, and some balloons, a pair of scissors, a permanent marker, and some push pins.
Let me get this out of the way and we'll get started. Will you please blow up one balloon for me?
Sure.
I'll help you with a knot. So we'll pretend that it's the globe. And let's mark this part, the North Pole, and the South Pole. South. Now maybe we should draw the equator. I think we got all our lines. Do you want to paint the continents?
I can try.
All right. There we have it. Our globe with the continents and all the lines intact. Now we're gonna snip off this end. Make sure you have some spare balloons around. They might just pop off. Okay. We're gonna very carefully make a snip. Now when the balloon has deflated enough, cut off the top knot. Now carefully cut the balloon from north to south along the meridian. Now we're gonna gently stretch it out and pin it to our cardboard. Make sure you don't stretch it too much because the skin tears. That's our last one. A normal map is somewhat more distorted than this.
The world must be under a lot of pressure to be a map.
Right. To try this at home, have a look at what you need. Some balloons, cardboard, push pins, permanent marker and ruler, scissors. So Jasmine, how does the ground beneath your feet feel?
It is definitely curved.
Well, the curve of the earth is so big and we are so small, so it feels flat.
Thank you, Mercy, for telling me all about maps and globes.
My pleasure. I'm so glad you came by. Thank you for joining us. I hope to see you again soon so we can discuss many more science-related questions on the One Stop Science Shop.